Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. So today we are playing Minecraft. Just sorting everything out because I forgot my headphones. So what we have done is since the last live stream, as promised, I have gone and built an iron farm, which I'm currently can't talk, which I am currently at. So this is the iron farm, which has actually been getting me some iron whilst I have been busy. It isn't perfect. I keep having an issue on iron golems spawning outside the area. However, before we get to what we're doing today, I don't know what to do. So I've set this up so it can be a trading hall as well. And why have we got... Oh, it's because he didn't have a hat. It's confused me. Right, so this one is a librarian. Now, he's got a Frostwalker enchanted book. Do we keep rolling for mending? Or do I go and get another villager with a librarian job? What do I do? I don't know. What I do think though is I need sleep. I mean, you should be able to hear, but this is the iron farm. It looks really weird at night time with the vibrant visuals, to be honest. Let's just go to sleep. Bit of a precarious place to sleep. As I say, precarious is definitely the word I'd use. So, oh no. No. We do not want that in there. So, they do keep sometimes spawning in outside of the area here. Which I don't know why, because I have spawn-proofed the area that should be affecting it. However, for some reason, they do keep spawning just over there a little bit, which is rather annoying. However, we can work with it. Have I got anything useful in here? Yes, I could do with those. I'm going to go and get some leather, and then we're going to get a second... We will get a second villager on to be a librarian, I think. We'll do that, and we'll roll the trades for like a couple of minutes, see if we can get mending. If not to worry, we will do it off camera, because I know it is going to be a little bit boring. And equally, trading to get all the mending, I will equally do off camera, because that's going to be boring. So I need 3 of these. So it is going to be boring, obviously, for you to watch me kind of doing the rolling for trades and obviously trading all the stuff to try and actually get what we need. So I've not been on... So actually, since building the iron farm, I've not been on very much. So the iron farms works really well, because I think it's got like 3 stacks of iron in there. And I think I've only played like a little bit since. I was on a little bit this morning. No, well, not this morning. It was yesterday morning I was on for a little bit to spawn proof the area. Outside of that, I've not played all that much. I could grab that. So I've been on today. So I've been on a little bit today, but not actually much in this area, because I came on like half an hour ago-ish, just to build, no, not just to get some resource, which has been really useful. So I went to get some resource before going live, And quite usefully, the add-on Biomes of Plenty has been updated to now have better support with essentials, which is the other add-on I use, which now means that a 2x2 redwood tree can now be taken out with the tree decapitator, which is very much useful. I'm just gonna check you. I've not traded with you. Okay. Oh, yeah. Right. So he's currently like that. That's not the trades that we want. The trades we want are the ones that have a book. So that's what we're looking for. And the idea is if we can get mending from one of these villagers. You're the one with Frostwalker. What are you got? Respiration. We don't want respiration. You've got bookshelf, right? So this is the difficulty with doing this. Is I've got to keep re-rolling for trades until we get what we need. And why is the librarian keep moving? Right, we don't want Riptide. I'm going to keep this one as the Frostwalker. I'm just going to adjust my setup slightly so I'm not losing part of my screen. It's not you, is it? Oh, it is you. Okay. Right. Fire protection, no, we don't want that. Bookshelf, we don't want that. Density, again, I'm not bothered. Multi-shot, no. Lunge, whatever that is, I don't need it. And that's for the mace. Flame, I mean, it's a good one, but no. Bookshelf is a bad trade. No, farmer's got him away. Multi-shot again, no. I'm not even bothered how much he's going to charge for it. I would just like mending. That's all we're after. But I also don't... I'm very conscious that this is not entertaining or thrilling content. Fire protection 1. See, that's the thing, is he could do anything from fire protection 1 to 4. So, to be fair, he could do a lot. Why are these so worried? Right, I want you. I don't know why they're so paranoid, seemingly. You're a farmer, right. Where's the librarian? You're the librarian, that one. I think. Density 4, no. Right, let me do this one. So I'm also not being very good in terms of the idea of doing this. Because it would be much easier to trap him in one place. Oh, come on. Let me check the thing. Multi-shot? No, we don't want multi-shot. Don't want a bookshelf either. No, we don't want a bookshelf. I don't want channeling yet. Where's he gone? Is it you? It's you. Why are the villagers so... Like, why are they running riot? Lunge. I'm assuming I can get it on the first level. I think you can. Density, no. Right, we'll do this till about 1/4 and then we'll do what we actually need to do. See, multi-shots are really cheap ones sometimes. Fire aspect 2. See, I would like fire aspect, but that I can get through an enchanting table. Whereas mending, you can't. Why are the librarians over here now? Stop moving so much. Oh, really? God, get out of my way. There we go. Get rid of your bookshelf trade. Right. Oh, they're now going to sleep. You can wake up though, and you can become a librarian. There we go. Right, let's go to sleep in our sleeping bag. So, ow. That wasn't very nice. It threw me out. Come on. Get in. There we go. I am probably not going to get my sleeping bag back very easily. Right, what are you trading? No, not you. You. Looting 3. Good trade. Very nice trade. I'm going to make sure I can get mending on the as a first trade. Just give me a second. Yeah, so it does say that for this version of Minecraft we can do it. So we should be able to get mending quite easily. However, these villagers moving back and forth is making this difficult. Because I don't know which villagers are which anymore. Oh, seriously, stop moving. Even I get disorientated with this because they won't stay still very long. Right. God, get out of my way. Get out of the way. No. I was trying to block him in the corner for 2 minutes. If I could just lock him in one space, that would be useful. No. Why is he insistent on running away from me? Because he's making it, like, really difficult. So are all the villagers, though. Like I say, he punched a villager because he won't cooperate. Oh. Stop running away! What is wrong with these villagers? Right, you're my Frostwalker. Where's the other one gone? Right, okay. So, they're all running riot, which is joyous. Blast protection 1. Okay, no. It's not what we want. You're my Frostwalker one, so where you? I did not want to bookshelf trade. Come on. It's you. Bookshelf trade again. No. It is now gone 1/4, so what we will do is I will just check this last trade and it's bookshelf again, so we will leave that as that for now. What I may end up doing is breeding some more villagers and then going like 200 blocks away and just setting up a trading hall. Because that will be a lot easier. I just need to check something in the settings of my realm. And I also need to I want to just double check none of the other add-ons need an update. So I'm just gonna do that. Right, okay, there we go. I've edited the settings because I momentarily had I had it on peaceful momentarily while I was building and forgot to change it back, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And then can I not have a look at like my content anymore? Hang on, we'll go my library. That's what we want. Right, so yeah, Biomes of Plenty had an update. Looks like I have done it, yeah. So 5 new biomes were added, so that's fine. Oh, actually, I want to see what does it say about the update. Oh, just villagers can now generate in Biomes of Plenty biomes, which is useful, and many just bug fixes and performance updates, which is fine. Furniture doesn't need updating, nor does essentials. All the Dragonfire. See if I can find the last one that I have. Where's CompiCraft? There. Yeah, don't need an update. Good. So everything is uploaded. So we'll go back into our realm and actually do what we need to do. So everything is updated, which is useful. So the Biomes of Plenty add-on, obviously it said it has new biomes. Has the Origin Valley, which makes Minecraft, has a biome that looks like the original game. Which is really weird, because if anyone played the original game, it was very bright. I never played it, admittedly. I never played Java Edition. And so definitely I've never seen it quite that bright. What we're going to do is, if we start the build, it's got to be here. So we're going to need to start the build here. I think this is the corner? I think, yeah. So it's got to be start here. And we can see that it's spawning in villagers. However, it seems to only be spawning one at a time at the minute. And it is meant to spawn 2 at a time. Because this farm's meant to have... Well, it does have 20 villagers. She's meant to allow 2 at a time. However, it doesn't seem to be working. Though they are spawning pretty quickly. But it won't spawn a second one. If there's a iron golem somewhere around that's spawned for this village, it won't spawn. Oh, yeah, it is spawning 2 at a time sometimes. Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure it's working. That's the main bit, is making sure that the system's working. And then I also need to figure out how we're going to get up there, because I think if we're going to keep this ladder, I will move the ladder, but it's going to have to be extended on this side. Just so that we have space for the door. Right. There we go. So, if we take it to there, my one thing is I don't know whether or not to do a roof on it. We need to go like here somewhere. I'm going to say here. We will have a quick look. No, it's this one. We need to be here. Because, yeah, that's going to be correct. So, we'll do that. I just need to put the laptop on charge. Otherwise, we will lose the stream. So, just give me 1 second. Okay, we are back. So I've just gone and put the laptop on charge so that we don't lose the stream. So what we're going to do then is go to sleep. We'll go into our lab to sleep because there's a bunch of mobs that spawned. It's a miracle they didn't try and kill me. But we obviously now have iron armor, which is better than nothing. I'm not going to use my diamond armor until we have sorted mending. Because if I don't sort mending first, we're going to have a problem. I've also just thought we're going to have a problem over here. Because the villagers aren't massively safe. I need to make the villagers safer, to be fair. Because currently they are anything but safe. Let's just do that, because then I can still access them, but the zombies can't, because we don't want any of these getting killed by zombies. We need to make this as safe as possible quickly. So, what I'm thinking is I don't want it to look like the rest of the builds. So we also, before the stream, got a bunch of spruce planks. So let's, this time, for this build, let's use something not from the add-on, and let's just build with spruce planks. I just need to check. That is right. Oh. The leaves actually go a bit further out, which I didn't think about. I put the leaves go further out to try and stop the golems spawning outside the area. Which is going to be awkward, because it'll make the building a bit bigger than it needs to be. So what I might do is I might make a little garden area on top of the leaves. Just to kind of ensure we don't go massively too big. Because I have not got loads of resource. I don't have resource to kind of build massively bigger than the farm. Because obviously it's a big building anyway. And we have to obviously cover the whole lot. So Let's take this along here. There we go. So we kind of know how big this is going to be. I'm just going to go around here to where I could just jump in water, actually. I was going to say I'll use the ladder, but I could just jump in water. It's a bit quicker. Let's remove this random bit of cobblestone. And so, yeah, what we will do is, if we need to, we can spawn-proof a wider area to make this work better. Because I will admit it's not a perfect farm. It's not perfect because the area is not perfect. In all honesty, it's the area is the problem, because the area isn't perfectly spawn-proofed. But we'll go one wall at a time just to make it a bit easier to build. And I'm hoping that this will look good. I've not actually checked building with these blocks together, but I think it'll look good. Because all it is a farm, I'm not going to do any extra on the wall. It's just going to be a blank wall. Maybe with some windows in on the ground floor just to make it look interesting, but that's not really a concern right now. Now, yeah, we're definitely going to run out of wood. We're so going to run out of wood. Planks, I mean. So, I don't know where we're going to do the door yet. Because I'm kind of thinking to make it look as good as possible, I would love to probably do a couple of doors. So if we kind of do a couple of doors would be helpful. We've got an iron golem that spawned outside the farm, which is not helpful. Ouch. I was trying to be clever and it did not work. Ow. He's actually really strong. Ouch. Ow. Okay, that's why we don't be silly. Though he spawned outside the farm, which is, you know, annoying because he's stopping the farm working, which is the issue. Right. Okay. There we go. He's at least dead, so he's not going to get in the way anymore. Let's just... We'll take this random pile out, just so we don't mess up the plan with building the walls up. Welcome to everyone that is watching the stream. Wonderful to have you here. We're just building the walls around our farm that we did off camera. Because we followed a tutorial for the farm, which is why we did it off camera. So, let me just go up here. Yeah, we'll go up here, I think, because we've not got long to travel to get spruce wood, so quite easy. We just need to watch. This biome does have powdered snow. As I realised when I was collecting the spruce wood the other day, we did fall into the powdered snow. And we don't want to do that today. Don't want to do that today. Would be lovely. We don't need to worry about the leaves with these trees because these are normal Minecraft trees, so the leaves do decay properly. I know sometimes the trees from the add-ons are a little bit bad at kind of despawning. They're just a little bit weird on actually coming back. So that's kind of a problem with the add-on, but we manage. Let me just mine this tree because it has grown back. And yeah, we're just going to mine some spruce because we're going to need a lot more spruce than I had. So let's mine a absolute ton of spruce wood. We've managed to get some spruce leaves. Oh, yeah, that was why I was getting wood, actually. I was getting the wood because I needed spruce leaves to spawn-proof the area. And so I did decide to chop the trees while I was there. I'm going to leave the Quetzal attacking me. That's fine. The Quetzals are annoying, so we'll leave it. We'll leave him to just be annoying because they don't do much damage, so he's unlikely to kill me. So we're okay with that one. There, we're right. So we've got like a stack and a half. That should do us for now. Because my pockets are very full with the redwood because I chopped a couple of redwood trees before the stream. So that is obviously what we need. We do need to lighten it up inside here as well, otherwise we will have issues with mob spawning. So let's just put a few lights in on the walls that we've done mainly, and then we can do some here as well. And we're probably just gonna have to make a few more at some point, but it's fine. Right, let's pop that in there. Not the cobblestone. Put the iron in there. And I could put the poppies in there as well. And we do unfortunately have string from the farm as well. I'm pretty sure no one wants to know where the string's from, because it's not very nice. It's an unfortunate byproduct of the farm. And it's not through very nice means. So, because unfortunately the Minecraft cats spawn in villagers. And unfortunately there's no way to stop them from dying in the farm. Which is horrible. It is a horrible system. But it's what we have, so much as I would rather keep the Minecraft cats, they kind of get stuck in the farm as well. Which is annoying, but as I say, there's nothing we can do about it. And it happens in all modern day iron farms, so but we kind of don't mention it. People don't mention much the fact that happens because we generally don't want to think about it. So let's just sleep just to get rid of any mobs. And then, I mean, the building is now safe. Like, it's not a dangerous building now, you know. The villagers are now perfectly safe, which is needed and wonderful. Concerns me that there's a zombie villager there. I don't know. I don't think I can get zombie villagers anyway, because I'm only on easy mode. So, I don't think we'll get any of our villagers made into zombies. They'll just die. Which is still a very big problem. I mean, it's not a very good thing if any of them die, because that stops the farm working. It does say we've got 3 viewers currently watching. It's amazing to have the 3 of you here. We're just going to continue placing the walls up, because we're actually nearly at the top. We're nearly at the top. In terms of doing a roof, I might just do a flat redwood roof, but using slabs. But if we do that, we actually need to take the walls up higher if we put a roof on it. If we put a roof on it, the roof has to go higher, otherwise the iron golems can't spawn. And I've run out of wood. I was so close to having enough wood. That's quite annoying. Let me go down this ladder. And we'll just make a hole there. And I need to also grab some dirt. Have I got dirt in this chest? Yep, 4 dirt. There we go, right. Let's just place a couple of the spruce saplings out here. Just so we can get some more wood. And then we will think about this. So if we... I'm thinking actually, if we do a double door. Like that. And obviously if we do redwood around the door, we can get up here. And then I'm going to make this door purely for accessing the farm. So if we make this door purely for getting into the farm, and then we can do kind of down here. If we do another door here purely for accessing villagers. And then we could do another door here. No. It's going to be there. So we could do another door here, which we could use for accessing the chests. Just to kind of make it not just look like a big box. So we can add different kind of doors in place. And then we'll just put redwood doors on, I think. Just because that's going to be easiest. 3, I'm going to need 6. I'm going to need more redwood doors. There we go. So, I can't get in there, can I? Let's just place a door there. I don't have a sword, so we're going to avoid that creeper exploding around us, I think. Oh no, he already exploded. And I've just realised mob griefing's on again. I had to have mob griefing on for when I did the, for when I was breeding villagers, you have to have mob spawning on for that. And I mob griefing off, sorry. On. I can't get my words out. You have to have mob griefing on to breed villagers. But I didn't switch it back off. Which is remarkably annoying. Right. Okay, while it's raining. It is raining in the building. I know. We will sort that at some point. Let's remove this because I think we can make a staircase that's a bit more usable in this space. So let me first just do a bit of a wall down here. Just to separate the different entrances a bit. Just so that whenever we come in, it doesn't just look like a random building that has 3 entrances and it kind of looks like, you know, each entrance has a purpose. That's the idea. Each entrance actually has a reason to be an entrance. Let me just remove the skeleton. There we go. And we will deal with this creeper hole later. And while we think about it, let me just turn mob griefing off. Not because I want to make the game easier. it is purely because otherwise they just grease the world too much. And I don't like the fact of them coming in and ruining my builds. Right, okay, 8 stairs. That should be enough, I think. No, right, so we're going in the middle door. And we need to be up there. Okay. So let's have a look. So we actually need a platform there. And then we can place that like that, and then we can do that. There we go. We can do that, and then we can do... No, not there. We could do that. That, and that. There we go. And then when we're up here, it doesn't matter about the walls up here, I don't think. I've just thought. I mean, it does matter on the... They do need to be properly built. Need to be straight, but it doesn't matter if they're in the right place or not. But we'll keep them in where they should be. And we'll make this a nice, safe platform. There we go. So we can now get in and out of here. The villagers are safe. They can't get killed by zombies now. Because they're safely locked away behind a door and a gate. So they should be fine now, I think. And that also, with having the things cordoned off separately, it does mean that this is going to be safer as well. Because if any mobs spawn anywhere else in the building, provided they don't spawn in there, it's okay. And that creeper definitely made me jump. That creeper definitely made me jump. Right. So what we'll do is... I don't actually need to be in this area. I need to be in this door. I need to be in this door. And if we head up here then... Oh, we also have spiders spawning in the farm, and you, sir, are not meant to be on here. I know I have momentarily made the farm a bit worse. That's not the idea. We are going to make sure this farm does function properly. We just need some more resource. And thinking about it. Do we trust that they won't be able to spawn on redwood slabs? I'm going to say no. Let's do one more high. So let's do this. And then we'll just leave the roof open for the most part. Aside from where it's going to actually affect our areas, we'll put a roof on those bits, but we won't put a roof on the whole lot. We'll just do slabs around the top of the building. So we just do this. And then we can do spruce slabs around the top of the building. Because that will spawn proof the rest of the top of it. So let's just go into this bit, which I'm aware actually needs torches. But I have no coal on me. I do not bring any coal with me, so slightly problematic. Because I can't make any torches, but never mind. As usual, the weather on this game is not being very nice to me. Oh, seriously, leave me alone. There we go. Right. Yeah, the weather's not being very nice to us today. It's just like, if any of you saw the Minecraft zoo build that I did, or the zoo entrance, it was raining for a lot of the time I was doing that, I think, which was really annoying. I'm just going to do that, and then we'll use this one. There we go. So, we're not going to get masses of wood quickly from these trees, but we will get them, we'll get some wood quick enough, I think. It just saves us going back to the powdered snow. So let's head back up to the top of this farm. And we can see we've got 2 iron golems in there that time, which is amazing. We love to see that the farm is working efficiently and effectively. And actually, while building this, we are getting a lot of iron, which is very good. And what we can do is, while that... Oh, I was going to say while we wait for the trees, but the trees have grown, so... We will just chop these trees down. Did that tree go down fully? Yeah. I just want to make sure because I know the axe is running low on durability. Right, where's the tree? Right, there we go. The tree grew whilst I was inside wherever it was going to grow. Come on, can't get out of the hole. There we go. And I'm actually impressed with this iron axe. The iron axe is just is actually holding up quite well. Not that time though. They wouldn't hold up for that long. Which, yeah, it was time for it because we chopped a lot of trees with the iron axe with like barely any durability, so it did have to break at some point. But let's just chop this tree. We'll just finish chopping it by hand. It'll be okay. And then we can get to finishing off the building. And then what we can do is we need to actually connect the hoppers to the lab. That's what I want to do. I want to connect the hoppers to the lab. So, for anyone that hasn't watched the last few streams, the lab is going to connect all of the farms. So, all the farms in this area are all going to be connected up to one kind of large area where we can collect all the resource. That's the plan. I do need a lot more slabs. There we go. That should be enough. So that's the plan for what we're doing. And the lab's like underneath here somewhere. I think it's underneath this building. So underneath this building, so it's not too far away. But yeah, the whole reason for that being there is to make it so that we don't have to go around all the farms, and it will just be there ready for us to collect. So this should have made that spawn proof, and then what we want to do with the rest of them is we just want to go around the sides here. Just because we want to stop any rain that's going in anyway. And when doing that, we also need to make sure we don't allow mobs to spawn. We also do still need to leave the gap here. We need to leave a gap there so we can still get up and down. And then what we'll also do is, if we get redwood planks, we'll do the floors out of redwood. There we go. They shouldn't spawn. I don't think iron golems can spawn in this area because it is a very kind of tight area. I would let the villagers be able to come down here, but I don't trust that they wouldn't just end up killing themselves. I don't trust that they would just fall down here like that, so we're not gonna let the villagers roam free. They're not roaming free in their building because they will probably cause themselves an injury. So we will keep them locked away where they are safe. Because where they're safe is making me iron. Which is what we need. We need the iron, so we need to keep the villagers safely away from harm. And mob AI being what it is, we definitely do not want our villagers coming to harm. There we go. So we've got a nice little floor for that bit. And then we have this. So this is the main area. So all of this area does need to be spawn proofed. Oh, and we are getting zombies in here. Okay. So we definitely need to light this up a lot more than it is already. We could also just cover that hole. Sounds like a good idea. And then I'm also going to remove that just so we can make a level ground. And then in this chest we have a bunch of spruce leaves. So let's just take this over here. Just to make sure that this ground here is fully spawn proof. Just so we can't get villagers. Iron golems. I do not know why I can't talk today. It's my speech is not going very well today, apparently. But yeah, we don't want iron golems spawning in this area. And then we could just remove the stuff there. And then actually, because we have a spare slab, we'll just put that as a slab instead of the planks, just so we don't waste wood. So there we go, and I don't think they'll spawn here. I don't think they could spawn in such a small space there. So we should be okay, I think. So this is now all pretty much safe. I'm just going to remove any random bits of cobblestone that we don't need, because that is equally areas that could just spawn a iron golem. So what we need to do now then is we need to get some charcoal and kill this creeper. There we go. And actually, while I think about it, let's deal with this. All we're going to do is cover the top of it. And then no one will ever know what happened. There we go. Perfect. I think we should also put some of this redwood away, because it's not good doing us any good. Or should we just smelt it? Shall we just smelt the redwood? Because if we smelt the redwood, then that at least makes us more charcoal. Sounds like a plan. So let me go in here. So let's make a stack of planks. And we could just see how much that does. So a stack, and we'll just stick a stack in there. And we will remove those, and we'll do another stack of planks. So the planks obviously act as a fuel. And then we can do that. And we can make a bunch of torches. There we go. So we can be making some charcoal while we are busy building throughout this stream. And then actually we can use the redwood on hoppers, because we need to make a bunch of chests to make the hoppers to make it go into the lab. So we can do that. We just need to go up here. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an iron axe, take these trees down, and then I'm not going to replant them there. Let me just grab some iron from here. So 1, 2, 3, that's all we need. And iron axe, there we go. So let me head out here and remove these trees, making sure that it doesn't plant the saplings, because we do have auto plant on, so technically it would naturally replant it, but looks like this time it hasn't replanted, which is good. So there we go. There we go. So that's all gone now. They won't come back, which is good. And then if we head in here, just so I can stick at least some of this away, because we have too much random stuff. I'll take the chest. Saplings can go in there. We could put those in there. And we'll stick cobblestone in there. And that will do. Oh, we could put that away. Oh, actually, can we... How does a satchel work? Oh. Ah. We've harvested... We've got a dragon, apparently. Well, that wasn't in the plan. And that didn't help with our storage, to be honest. I'm going to have to put those in there. I'm pretty sure I already have those, but that's fine. We will go and see if I have some wheat for that. Because it says use wheat to tame it, so... Let's go and see if I have wheat, and we will tame a dragon. Though it can't stay in there very long, because if it grows up in there, it's never coming back out. So we need to get it outside the building. But we will just harvest this so that we actually have the wheat to tame it. Because then at least it'll follow me, I think. And then we can get it outside. Because, yeah, once it's outside, it could grow up perfectly fine. There we go. So let's go see. Can we tame the... I think it was a Is it a Ramtalon? I think it was. Something like that. There we go, so he's our friend. Let me... Right, stand and come out here. Come on, out here, please. No, okay, they don't follow you very well, do they? Don't go over there, because if you grow up in here, you're stuck, and I don't want you to be stuck. Ah, we have a lead, okay. I say then, given that we've done this, I think when we go and do the zoo, I think this is going to be our first inhabitant of the zoo, I think. I think the Ramtalon dragon is going to be the first one in the zoo. We will Grow it up. Ah. He is quite big. Can we sit? There we go. He can sit and guard. He can guard our farm. Seems like a good idea is for him to guard the farm. There we go. And yeah, we'll just make this a bit brighter. Put some torches in just to make sure we don't get any mobs spawning in here. There we go. So, can we put them on any of these? No. Okay. That's fine. What we can do... Did I keep my shears on? I did. If we go into the center of the area, do that. Grab these back. And no, not there. And we can hide torches in the ground. So we're still making sure the area is safely lit up. And spawn proof. But we won't have any zombies or anything. Managed to find a random block to spawn in. Or on. And we will put some torches in here as well. Make sure that it is as good as it can be. And let's just put some slabs there. And then if we go into here, we can put torches up here as well. Ah, we've got Quetzal in the farm. Okay. Unfortunately, he's clever enough to avoid the lava. Just give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. Quetzal, leave me alone. Wow, he's managing to do a lot of damage. You know earlier when I said I don't think a Quetzal will kill me? Yeah, I was wrong. A Quetzal will definitely kill me. Even when I've got armor on, the Quetzal did kill me, which is really annoying. And he's coming for me again. But this time I'm prepared to deal the damage. There we go. I don't need his raw dinosaur flesh though. I've got a good enough food supply in baked potatoes, so I think we'll be okay. And let's just bring this to here. So I want to make sure we cover the area a bit. So around here I don't think it's too bad because I think this is managing to stop them. But they're definitely still spawning this way. And they're spawning over like here somewhere. So if we go and clear this. So we're going to need more spruce saplings to be planted. So let's plant some more of these. Just to make sure we have some leaves. And then we should be okay. I'm just going to make sure we do still have 20 villagers. When they all go to sleep, we'll make sure it's got 20 villagers. just to make sure none got killed by any zombies when this was opened up. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to make some redwood fences, I think. 12 should do. I mean, to us, I say 12 should do. 12 is more than enough. So all it is to do that. What's that connecting to? Why is that doing that? Because there's nothing for it to connect to. Hang on, that stair's not working properly. Ah. So something to make these work is doing that. Which is really irritating, but you know what? It keeps it safer for us as well, so looks like we're just going to have to manage with that like that. Annoying and weird as it looks, it's fine. We should also probably put some torches in here. But have we got any empty beds? Don't think so. No, we have no empty beds, so we are a-okay with that. So we will still keep the villagers locked behind this gate, just to make sure they can't get out. But if they were to get out, there's nowhere now that they can go. So it keeps them safe. And what we will do then is I'm just going to head up here. So we know it is still working. There you go. It is definitely still working. Do we have any that have spawned recently around the area? It doesn't look like it. Looks like they're now mainly actually spawning in the farm. And yeah, you can see there the cat dying. Horrible, I know, but I can't do anything about it. I wish I could stop them, but I can't, so we have to just deal with the consequences of my farm. Let's get a trapdoor, and can we... What is that? Oh, purple dye. Okay. It's because they changed the texture of the purple dye, so I forgot what it looked like. Right. Have we got in one of these chests? Yeah, a sleeping bag. Not whatever that is. Not Zephyrberry. Assuming that's how you say it. I don't know. But let's sleep then. There we go. Just to get rid of the mobs. And then we'll go into here. And we can just place that there. And we can place... Oh. I was going to say we can place a trapdoor. Yeah, why could I not do that on the wall? Yeah, that's where I wanted it to go. Just so that it's not gonna be a bit weird having just that open. Literally just for aesthetical reasons. So, right. We'll shave the trees first. Because all we need to do is leave the top leaf in place. So long as the leaf block above the top of the tree is still in place, we can take the tree out with Tree Decapitator. And we generally can't reach them, so that's fine. Let me now take these out. There we go. Do any of the trees grow? No. Okay, that's fine. So we've got a stack and a half. So what we will do is we'll make this into a nice kind of patio garden area, just to give some reason as to why we have the spruce leaves out here. And we will shave this tree as well. So the next farm we want to build is probably going to be an automatic sheep shearer. But for that we need more sheep, so at some point we need to get some more sheep as well. But we should now have plenty of leaves. Because I'm going to take the leaves into here as well. That's not what we wanted to do. I'm going to just put the leaves here as well. Just so we can be sure that it's not going to spawn here. And then all we need to do then is maybe put some stuff out and just have maybe some fences, just to kind of make it look like a gardening area, as opposed to just being a random area around the farm, because we don't want it to look really weird. We can just mine like that. There we go. And we'll just, take it to the end of the building. And then we can leave it there. And that should stop the vast majority of iron golems spawning outside the designated area. And if we... No, I did not want to make spruce planks. So make 24 redwood fences. Just to go along here. And it looks like in their fixers we might now be able to speed build. Mostly with the... items from this add-on, which is amazing. I've just done this spruce again. We're gonna need like loads more. Let me make some sticks. Yeah, we'll make 39 because like we need a lot. We need a lot anyway, so if we place this along here, that mostly actually went perfectly. And then let's actually do that. And then that. And then did I used all my planks, didn't I? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Oh, actually, let's just do 2 slabs. Just to make that look as nice as possible. And then we can just go along here. And how many more do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I mean, we do need to actually have an entrance to this. In fact, let's... if we put an entrance at each kind of door, that will work. And we can actually do that. There we go. And now we actually only need to craft 6 of the fences, which is nice. You know, it's always good to not waste resources. So let's go back in here. We can make some more redwood fences. There we go. Because we don't need any more doors. Like, I'm not going to put doors around the back. Because there's no point. There's no point having excess doors for no reason. So we're just going to do that. And we've got this kind of nice gardeny area outside of our iron farm. Which serves the purpose of being spawn proof. And then what we need to do is... if we place some of this excess stuff away, and we can hopefully make some chests and hoppers to move our stuff. So, how many chests that can make? 12. Okay, we will see if that's enough. As you can see, this iron farm has been absolutely working through everything. So, right. I think it's probably best to figure out where we want the chest on the inside first. Let's just make a stack of that. Right, 15 chests. That should be enough for now. So if we head to the lab. Let me just get a coordinate for this. So 163358. Me put that in chat. There we go. I've just put that in the YouTube chat. Just so I remember the coordinate. And because then I can see it. It is perfect. So it was 163358. So here. So it's about 10 blocks in this direction. So if we put... that's going to be a problem. Okay, because it's here. So we can do... if we do that... 2 double chests should be perfectly fine. And then to be fair, we do have a little bit of leeway anyway. So if we want to actually, let's ignore what we've just done. Because we took a coordinate of the corner of the building, so we do actually have some leeway with the coordinates. So we'll get an iron pickaxe this time, because we now have infinite iron, so there's no point using stone anymore. So it was 358 the coordinate corner. I should probably have got a coordinate for... yeah, let's go just quickly get a coordinate for the hopper. We will sleep first. We can sleep here. Sleep in the lab. As we do quite frequently, to be honest. We are always sleeping in the lab. Always, always, always. So let's go up here then. And we need to go to this end door to figure it out. So it's going to be 152, but it's going to be 347. Okay, so 152, 347. I'll put that in the YouTube chat as well. So 152347 is the coordinate of the hopper. So that's where we need to get our chain of hoppers to. And I've also made a mistake. Because I've just thought we need to make sure that when we're doing this, it goes onto this block. So 152347. Right, okay. I mean, this isn't helpful, I will admit. 347, okay. So then we need to go this way to 152. Okay, it's not too far, but I think it's going to be way more hoppers than I have. Right, okay, so let's... So if we dig up here then... Hang on, how deep is this? Hang on, that's cobblestone, okay. Right, so that's... Oops. Okay, so that is the hopper. If I do that... Oh, I can't place it. Okay. I need to go higher. Give me a sec. So I've got rooted dirt. Okay, well, let's use the rooted dirt. Why not? So am I right in saying if I do that, it does just do the shoot straight down, which is what we need. So let's do that. And then we're going to need to momentarily go down a little bit. Right, okay. So that's now where that needs to be. Ow. That's not ideal. At all. Right, so... I've just fallen again. Right. Me... do that. Let's make this safer for a moment. So, if the it's not piston, it's the hopper. If the hopper goes through here, then I've done it again. So the hopper goes like that. That's the wrong orientation of the hopper. Right. How do I keep messing this up? There we go. So if we do that, so we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, a lot. Okay, we're going to need a lot more than we have, is the answer to that. So let's make a bunch of that. So 22, that should be enough. And let's make 22 hoppers. I love having an iron farm. I could just make 22 hoppers for, to be honest, not much goods need. This is literally so that I don't have to go to a farm. Right, where's the turning? Here. Okay. So we need to do that into there. See, the problem here is I've now run out of hoppers. And I have no way out. So we were too short on hoppers. Okay. Well, I suppose we're going to go and make some more then. Me get out of this chaos. Can I get up there? No. Okay. Right. Have I got anything that can get me to crawl? No. Though I have the means to make myself crawl, I think. If I get some more spruce, make some trapdoors. There we go. I can now crawl. Perfect. So we're going to need 4 more hoppers just to make the whole system work. So that's going to be 32 on that. And we have enough iron to make 4 more. Good. Okay, so if we go back through here then. And we need to make ourselves crawl again, but I can't. I can't make myself crawl there, so we're gonna have to just do that. Though we can get out of that. So if we just do that, and then I need to place the chests, which I did use my brain as to the chest that I didn't make, so let's just make the 2 extra chests to make those large chests. And then if we do that, if I'm right in my knowledge of how any of this works, the bottom one should fill first. So let's make sure we connect the system up, make sure the system's working, and it should filter everything through into the lab, which is the idea. The idea is that it should filter to the lab. And in fact, we can test this because, so that ends, we'll have this. Let me move the poppies out of the way so that the poppies aren't going to mess up my calculation of how much we have. Okay, so the second row is ending on the third one at 16. So if we do that, oh, none of that goes into there, and it's not going into there. So I think if we run this through our system, if we run that through, that should all go down to the lab. And I mean, this is a good source of red dye. We can't deny this is a good source of red dye. So we can send that all through. Actually, it kind of just appears and then disappears. So we'll send that through the system, which will take a while to arrive. We can also... that was a bad idea. There was a bad idea in there because I've just put a hopper into the system as well. And now none of it's transferring because the hoppers don't connect. I was trying to make it look normal. Well, it was functioning really well until I touched it. It was functioning so well. But by rights, that should now be in this chest. You see, my idea works. It's fine. I have another idea in a minute. And it might not work. It might, and I hope it does. But it might not. Actually, yeah, it won't work. Never mind. The idea will not work at all. I was going to try and make it so I could separate poppies, but I was going to do it really lazily. Me get rid of the switch. Ow. She poisoned me. The witch poisoned me. That's not good. So if we do get to the point where we are actually filling all of this, then we have a problem. Because we can store 54, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 59 stacks in each level. So if this chest gets filled up, then that means we have about 139 stacks, give or take. No, that's wrong. It'll be about 134, I think. I'm going to check my maths, but I think that's accurate. It might be, it might not be, but it's near enough, I think. So right, there's 27 slots in each chest. So 54 in a double chest, plus the 5, times 2, plus 54. Oh, 172. I got, my maths was really bad, apparently. Never mind. Yeah, my maths was really bad. I realised where I went wrong, so... Oh, hang on. Why is this not lit up at all as well? Okay, so... We do at some point also need to think about this, because we need to separate these rails from the other set, because the system doesn't work. So that's maybe the next thing to do. I think if we push that into the wall a bit, we can make this work better. Yeah. Let's make this work better. Because we'll make sure iron is coming into here, isn't it? Yeah. Iron's coming into there. So, we are collecting all the iron into this here chest here. So if we then wanted to make some more chests, we want like 6 chests there. Okay, so if we want to then do in here some chests for the melon and pumpkins, the easiest thing to do would be to just stick a hopper there, I think. But we're not going... No, that would not work. So, have I stuck all my iron in there? Yeah. Me grab a stack of iron. I'm going to need more, probably. So, let's make some chests. Make some hoppers. So what I'm thinking with this one is... Let me see that. So, obviously we're going to do that. And all that's going to do is make sure it goes across the 3 chests. Like this one, it goes down before it goes across, which is fine. But I need to then push that into the wall. So let's make a little staircase. And I'm going to destroy that. Right. Where's the minecart? Not in there. Right. Please say the minecart hasn't just deleted. Oh. Minecart's there. Okay. How much is in said minecart? Out of interest. Yeah, the minecart's full. And got stuck. Right, well that makes this easy then. Because that means I can just destroy this. No consequence. Perfect. Right. I say no consequence. We do need to mine some stuff out. So, it needs to now be at 366. So it needs to be at Z366 instead. So we are going to try and take the rail from here instead. And we've also gone further across the wall, so we've not made this easy for ourselves. Hang on. So let me figure out where's the chests. Right, where's my hopper? My hopper system's there. Right. Let's try and make this work then. So if we've got hoppers there, we may as well try and keep this on one level. We will put a torch there. So if we do that, it doesn't have to go up and down as much. However, in order to make sure we don't mess anything up, we need to do that. Hang on, no, we need to do that. So, if we actually take, because hang on, the wall's here. That's above the wall. Okay. So the other issue is I've not got any jacaranda, so I'm going to need to get some jacaranda to finish the ceiling. Because the idea is we're going to remove this. Let me see if I can get that in any way moving. I can't. Okay. Right, we'll send that onto there. And see if we can reroute this. So what I'm actually thinking, so once it gets up to this level, which it would get to here, let me just do that. So gets to this level here. So if we make it just do that, and then that, there we go, that functions. That functions well, I'd say. Let's do that. Okay, so let's just grab... We'll mine this. If we mine that, let's make sure it's able to function. Which it should be able to. And that should now mean that if we put the melon in there, the sugarcane is going to have to stay like that for a second. Oh no, this may have been a dreadful mistake. This may have been a silly, silly mistake. A very silly mistake. Okay, right. Let me... try and fix my crazy decision, which isn't going well. I should add. Fixing my crazy idea doesn't work. But we're making it work. Right, there we go. We can put all of the melon in there. All the melon and pumpkin in there. Which means this chest is now just going to be for sugarcane. There we go. Problems all solved. And that also nicely cleans this up a bit. Because that means I can now remove all of this. I can't move this chest though. This chest is staying here for now. Right. Let's see, because I'm going to need more rails for this. We're going to need more rails, so let's do that. And then we're going to need the 6 chests anyway, plus an extra hopper probably. So let's do that. And once again, let's head up into here. Because this one should be easier. In theory. Right. So, in order to fix this situation, if we leave... Right, if we have, then... If we do the chests like this... Which means we need more iron. Not in there, it's in here. Right, let's grab a bunch of iron then. And we're going to need more chests. There we go. And we'll just turn it into 6 hoppers. Right, okay. So that's going into there, yeah? Yeah. Into there, into there. Okay. So let's do that. Spin that round and into there. And then have a powered rail there. With a redstone torch. If we place a redstone torch there, will it power it? No. If we place a redstone torch there, will it power it? It will. But will it stop the... I don't want to stop any hoppers working. So let's see then. So we put baked potatoes, let's put a couple of baked potatoes in there. They should end up in there. Right, 4. So if we drop them... So there should be 6 ending up in that bottom chest. Yes. Good. The hoppers are still working. The system works. So we could just do that. And then we just make a quick escape from there. And make a minecart with Hopper. Place that there. And then we can head out of here. Let me just make sure the minecart didn't get stuck, did it? No. And I'm just going to make sure it's going to go the full way. So once it's done up there, it is going down and onto that. And that's the important bit. Needs to go onto there. Okay, there we go. And so we now get sugarcane in there, separated perfectly from the melon, which is perfect. And let's just stick all the sugarcane in here. We do have like a good double chest full of sugarcane. I'm pretty sure. There we go. So we will leave the sugarcane and that's in here. We will leave that because we're gonna... I mean, at this rate, we're gonna end up going into the floor on storage just to store the sugarcane. Should we make... If we make a few more chests, it might be wise to already do this. Because it's not difficult to start expanding it downward. Now it depends how we do this. Because we can do a hopper underneath the chest to pass everything from there. But that's going to use more hoppers. No, we could do that in the future if we need to. Let's see, because I've not done that very well. Right, so if we do that, and then do that, and then if we think we've run out of sugarcane, there's still some chests under there. And the idea being, if we remove these for a second, we can actually have our reserve sugarcane that we already have in here. Now this might mean that for a while we don't see any sugarcane from the farm because it all goes into our reserve pile at the bottom. Because this farm is massive, well, it's not even massive, it's not a massive farm, but because it does so well, it is always creating masses of sugarcane, and so I think it's good to have, I think it's 5 double chests of sugarcane is a good idea. Definitely a good idea to have the 5 double chests of sugarcane. Oops. Do not want my diorite bricks in there, because I'm not seeing those again. Okay. Perfect. Because actually, sugarcane's the main reason why I would be scared to put everything in the chests, is because this amount of sugarcane is so big. So this is going to actually show how much sugarcane we have. So we already have more than 54 stacks of sugarcane, which is crazy. We can say that for sure. We have more than 54 stacks. And this now means that any sugarcane from the farm now is going to go into the next chest up. And we've now removed actually all of our sugarcane. So we have about 63 stacks of sugarcane. So we will leave the farm running, and the farm can actually be sending it into the reserve chest below, which is okay. And then we can do melon and pumpkins in here. So there we go. Everything's now running, and we don't have the big thing going across there, which is good. We just need to clean up the mess that we've kind of got in the roof. Because the ceiling wasn't designed very well in having a gap there. So we need to sleep. We need to sleep. And then I need to make sure that the iron farm still runs when I'm over here. I think it should. And the zombies have obviously tried to get into the iron farm, which is fun. Yeah, I should probably have just brought some jacaranda saplings with me. Never mind, we could just take this out. We don't need masses of planks, because we just need to neaten up the roof. And I think it says online we need to be about within 40 blocks or so of the farm. But it depends on my simulation distance. So we'll have a look in a second. See if we can figure out how close we would need to be. Right. There we go. So the ceiling is now fully as it should be. Diorite bricks are in place. So on the left is the sugarcane. And on the right is the other stuff. I wish I had 2 more jacaranda, because then I could make a if I had 2 more jacaranda planks, I could make a trapdoor. But I don't. That's annoying. I also have more powered rails in case one of the trapdoors gets stuck. I'm messing up my words all over the place today. My days. Right. So, I have more powered rails, so if one of the minecarts does keep getting stuck, we can fix it. Which is good. We have enough powered rails that if one of the minecarts does just not manage to keep up, we can manage. Right. Now, because we do have this space under here, so that's currently on 17 on the last stack to go in. If the farm's all working properly and if everything is working, which is an assumption that we have to make. I mean, I can't get up here, so the minecart is still running. I don't know if there's anything in there. I will have a look. Okay, it's coming back. Okay, right. Let's... Yeah, okay. It's not having any time to drop off. So I think we're going to make another 3 hoppers. To try and get this farm working, we need more hoppers. It's crazy. Like, the amount of speed on the minecart is what's causing the problems, because it never has enough time. Because ultimately that's the problem, is it's not got time to pass any of the items. So if we do that, is there anything on there? No. Good. So we do that and then... do that. That and that. Oops. Okay, we sent it back, that's fine. And then we can't do a hopper there. Can't do any hoppers there, but we could do... let's just... When the minecart comes back down, we'll stop it. Because I've got a plan. I've got a plan to make this work. I mean, both the farms might need this plan. We'll have to see. Oops. We'll have to see if both farms need a plan like this. Right, okay. So the plan... I mean, that does start emptying out, which is good. If we go in here... Can I destroy that? Yeah, okay. If we do that, actually... I'm just thinking it's probably best to go this side. Because then I could go in here. So if we remove some rails midway through. And then we could send it. Hang on. Other side might work better. I'm thinking the other side might work better. Just because then we don't need to worry about the thing. Though actually, I mean, you think either way we've got to get around the redstone torch. So if we were to put one going into there and then into there. Right, okay, I think I figured out how I'm going to do it. So if we do that and then we need to get it up to this height. We definitely don't have enough hoppers for this. So let's make yet more hoppers. Right, so we've left that on 32. That's going to be my test to see if while I'm working in here, the thing works. Let's make some more chests. Make some more hoppers. Make another chest. There we go. Right. Because the idea is that we can get, if we can get the minecart to drop off as it collects. We might be able to get around this problem. Though this is another problem that we get to. Let's just do that for a moment. We will sort that in a second. So right, let's do that and then let's make sure we cover that up before we... There we go. Right. Because that's obviously making that all work. Which is why we can't remove the water. Okay. Back to the lab. So now if we set the minecart going again. There you go. I haven't replaced the torch. Pull the redstone torch back, and then if it gets back around here, we know it's all working. Yep. There you go, and that might help it to not get clogged up. Which might mean we get some more sugarcane in there. And yeah, this farm is still working, which is good, so that's fine. And let me make sure this one's not getting clogged up just before we end the stream. Hang on. Oh, that's way high up. Okay, never mind. We will look at that afterwards. We'll look at that later in another stream. But for now, thank you very much for watching the stream. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.